I'm not even, where am I? I'm not even halfway through this pay-per-view. All Out, AEW. I'm not even halfway through. I'm at 1 hour and 31 minutes. And I just witnessed one of the greatest tag team matches I've ever witnessed in my entire life. It got me out of my seat. I did a victory lap for Penta and Rey Fenix. I ran around and I whooped and I put my hands in the air and I cheered. And that is something that I struggle to recall a time when WWE made me do that. I stopped watching in about 2016. That was the moment where I realized, not to go on a sermon on the mount about Vince McMahon. Everybody knows I hate Vince McMahon, but that was the moment where I realized, or that was around the time where I realized that Vince didn't care about me. And more importantly than that, Vince didn't care about the wrestlers who have made him rich. Wrestlers, real talent, athletes, people who put their bodies and necks on the line being micromanaged by a capitalist, greedy shitbag. I got so sick and tired of the threadbare storylines. I got so sick and tired of Roman Reigns this, Roman Reigns that, Oldberg openly admitting that he hasn't trained in a ring in 13 years and expecting me to be excited to see him in a wrestling ring again. Bork laser all over the place. I suffered through heel Michael Cole for an entire year. And you know what? My passion for professional wrestling as a whole was just, it was in the doldrums. I mean, I watched New Japan, but I needed more. I watched Impact, but you guessed it, I needed a little more. AEW comes around. Lots of hype, lots of promise, lots of promises. And holy shit, have they delivered, and then some. Oh my God, this is wrestling. I don't care how many of you WWE marks out there or Jim Cornette fanboys who deride this kind of stuff as flippy shit or acrobatic or vanilla midget. You know what? This, to me, is professional wrestling. And it's more than the flips. It's more than the acrobatics. It's the fact that they find a way, week in, week out, to get me to sit my ass here on this couch and feel compelled enough to watch what is happening on the TV. On the TV, look at that. I sound like I'm 50 years old. And why? Because Tony Khan gives them the creative leeway that they need to create compelling stories, to create compelling matches, to put on an entertaining product that is still athletic and professional wrestling. Try to get that out of Vince McMahon. Yeah, try to get that out of NXT. It's just going to basically become the land of the steroided giants all over again. Try to get that out of them. Try to tell me that this is not compelling television. Sure, we all have our opinions, and that's fine. That's A-okay. But to be looking at what's going on the WWE side of things, Goldberg, Roman Reigns, Brock Lesnar, getting rid of talent in the middle of a goddamn pandemic, talent that could have actually done some good and could have actually been used in a meaningful manner. I mean, give me a fucking break. Going to Saudi Arabia, leaving the women behind still. And somehow people keep making fucking excuses up in their head to sit there and watch this man who I came to the realization in 2016, thereabouts, that Vince McMahon, not only, he doesn't just not give a shit about me. It's not just me he doesn't give a shit about. It's the talent. It's the talent that has made him rich. For years, he doesn't give a fuck about them. Tony Khan, yeah, he's still a billionaire. Yeah, that's still pretty immoral. But at the same time, we're having doors installed. He is providing these real athletes, people he understands are real athletes with real ideas, with the ability to be themselves, more or less, or to be whatever outlandish character they want to be, to not micromanage them. And it shows in the product. Again, I still have CM Punk versus Darby Allin to watch. I still have Kenny Omega versus Christian Cage. And I still got the Jericho and MJF match. And you know what? If this stopped right here, I would already feel like I got my money's worth. Call me a fanboy. Maybe I am. But at least I can look at this shit objectively, and if I see something that... If I see something that I think is crap, just like when I was watching WWE, you know what? I will call it crap. And I gotta tell you, I almost forgot. This whole QT Marshall versus Big Show thing, not really looking forward to watching it. And that is something, but just like anything else, just like any television series, just like any movie, some of them are going to be stinkers. Not all of them can be gems. In the words of Primus, they can't all be zingers, okay? I can't, getting out of my seat, running around like I was 14 again, and just being excited for what I was watching. It feels so great because this world has dumped a giant, massive, stinking boulder of feces on all of our heads for the past year and a half. And I think that knowing that I have this to come to every week, and knowing that by and large I'm not going to be disappointed, and that even if I am disappointed, knowing that I'm watching real athletes be able to do their real thing in a controlled, scripted manner, it's just, what a time to be alive and to be a professional wrestling fan. This here, of all of the things in my life right now that are just going so south, this just keeps trending northward. And I like I said, I still have I'm only halfway through this. I live in Finland, so I can't stay up, I could stay up, 3 a.m. and watch it live, but I didn't. So here I am watching it at, what is it now, 1:30 p.m. on a Monday. So I've avoided most of the spoilers, and I'm fairly certain that there's going to be another huge debut, but again, I have avoided social media like the plague. I don't know, but if that occurs too, I will have to get out of my seat and run around and jump around all over again, because I know that if this particular talent is given the ability to shine in this company, his last name rhymes with Ryan, or his WWE last name, okay? His last name rhymes with Manuelson. If they give this guy the creative leeway that Miro never got when he was in WWE, that Moxley never got when he was in WWE, when any of these people who were in WWE never got the chance to shine. Oh my God, the matches he could have, the stories they could tell, the storylines they could weave. I'm not even sure why I'm making this video. It's just like, I saw the match, I got up, I did my dance, and I'm like, oh, here's an ancient impulse. I used to turn on my camera and make videos when I felt sad or happy, and I'm fucking ecstatic. I'm elated. Call me a fanboy. I welcome it with open arms. I'm a fucking AEW fanboy. With a small caveat, I can still look at the crap and admit that it's crap. But you know what? At least these guys aren't having their fucking Twitch revenue taken away. At least they're not being released in the middle of a pandemic due to budget cuts in the most profitable moment of their history. And at least they don't have to answer to a scumbag like Vincent Kennedy fucking McMahon, a man that so many of you out there admire. And when this guy dies, you're going to call him a genius when he was anything but one of the worst human beings in the history of human beings. But I have this. We have this. AEW. I'm going to watch the last half of this, and maybe I'll upload another video after that. I'll probably be on the floor in a puddle of my own urine out of excitement. I don't even care how I look right now. I just, oh. Times are good in the wrestling world. I remember saying this back in like 2015 about WWE, but that's back when it seemed like things were trending upward, and then things just went downward. The way I see it, AEW is a professional wrestling organization. WWE is simply a content organization. Fart out a bunch of content, make the shareholders some money, get more TV deals, make more money for the guys at the top, and take more away from the guys at the bottom. Very sad. But this is the opposite of sad. And here I go, back to ignoring reality for a short amount of time in pure bliss.